Lance Stroll being an idiot for 8 minutes straight. Lance Stroll, what can we say about him? He's had a career full of unforgettable moments. And by unforgettable, I mean the kind of moments that make you question how he even got an F1 seat. From running over his pit crew to crashing before the race even starts, Lance has made a name for himself with sheer unbelievable stupidity. So, buckle up, because we're about to break down some of the worst of the worst. And trust me, you won't believe how low it gets. Let's start with one of the most embarrassing moments in motorsport history. The 2024 Brazilian Grand Prix during the formation lap. For those of you who don't know, a formation lap, also known as a parade lap or warm-up lap, is the lap immediately preceding the start of a Formula One race. During this lap, drivers slowly circle the track, preparing their cars for the race by warming up tires, brakes, checking car systems, and getting a feel for the track conditions. Even then, Lance Stroll manages to screw it up.
As he was making his run, he just lost it under braking. Wow.
Just locked the rears. Completely locked up the rears. That is, car's been fully rebuilt, new gearbox.
He's managed to keep the engine going. He's tried to turn the car around, and he's ended up in the gravel, and this will be an aborted start. Try and get a very high start. He crashed in qualifying, and now he's out before the start of the race.
Yep, you saw that right. He lost control under braking in wet conditions before the race had even started. And then he got himself stuck, completely blocking the track and delaying the start. Beaching yourself on the formation lap? Yeah, that's embarrassing. But what made it even worse for Lance? The crowd. They didn't chant his name. Oh no. They started chanting for the team's backup driver, Felipe Drugovich. Talk about adding insult to injury.
Still there. So are they going to abort the start? Because Norris, I can see out of the commentary box window, is coming around the corner. Carlos Sainz, meanwhile, is pulling. Oh, he's in the gravel.
So while Stroll was stuck on track, the crowd was actively rooting for the backup driver. Unfortunately for Lance, this isn't the only time he's messed up bad. Emilia-Romagna 2020. A day Lance will never forget, mainly because of the pit stop from hell. He had the simplest task: pull into his pit box for fresh tires. But of course, Stroll couldn't even get that right.
Oj, Lance Stroll som missar. Oj. Ja, det var en grov miss.
Instead of stopping in his box, he overshot it and ran over one of his own pit crew members. The crew member went flying, and Stroll, he barely even apologized. His radio call was priceless.
Sorry about that. Brakes are really cold.
Really, Lance? That's your excuse? Man, running over your own team? That should be a career low. But it gets worse. Let's talk about the 2023 Singapore Grand Prix, one of the biggest crashes of Lance Stroll's career. And when I say biggest, I mean not just in the size of the crash, but in the damage it caused to his team. We're talking millions of dollars.
Big crash on board with Lance Stroll. He was trying to wring the neck of the speed there, and he finds the barrier.
It was qualifying, and Lance was clearly trying to push way beyond his limits. He was feeling the pressure. Let's face it, he had been outperformed by Fernando Alonso all year. Alonso had outqualified him, outscored him, and grabbed more podiums than Stroll could even dream of. So naturally, Stroll was trying to extract everything he could from the car. And then, at the final corner, it all went wrong. He pushed just a little too hard, tried to wring the neck of that Aston Martin for more speed, and bam, straight into the barriers.
It's the curb. It's the curb that's done it. He took his hands off the wheel, luckily.
It wasn't just a little tap. No, this was a big one. A huge crash with all the drama of a race-ending disaster. And let's be real, Lance wasn't just ruining his weekend, he was ruining his team's entire weekend. The damage to the car was huge, and suddenly Aston Martin was left scrambling to fix things that would cost them millions. Now, if anyone was feeling the pressure, it was Stroll. With Alonso dominating and public expectations building, Stroll clearly wanted to show he could compete. But when you're out of your depth, pushing that hard can lead to disaster. And that's exactly what happened here. I'm glad Lance walked away from such a serious crash. But come on, Lance. Sometimes it's not about trying to be the hero, it's about knowing when to take a step back and live to fight another day. Because that crash, it wasn't just bad for Stroll, it was bad for everyone. Lance Stroll isn't exactly known for his spatial awareness, and there's no better example of this than his run-in with Max Verstappen at the 2020 Portugal Grand Prix. Max was about to set off on a push lap during FP2, rapidly closing the gap to Stroll, who had just completed his own push lap. Now, you'd think that since Stroll was done with his lap, he'd move over, let Max pass, and stay out of the way, right? Well, you've clearly not been paying attention, then, have you?
Effective as Max wants it.
Oh, no.
They're going to crash! And they have! Oh dear.
I mean, seriously, what was Stroll thinking? This was a practice session. But Max, he was absolutely fuming on the radio.
Man, is this guy blind? What the is wrong with him? What a...
And then, of course, Lance's radio message just confirms everything we already knew.
I didn't see anyone.
Of course you didn't, Lance. No wonder Max lost it. But wait, there's more. That same weekend, Stroll gave us another masterclass in racing brilliance. This time on race day. He was locked in battle with Lando Norris when he tried to make an overtake. And what does Lance do? He goes way too deep into the corner, goes off track, and surprise, completely ruins his attempt. You'd think that after everything, he'd learn from his mistakes. But nope. What did Lance think was going to happen? Seriously, what was he expecting? Norris wasn't impressed either.
I don't know what he was doing, really. I mean, he went to the left. I don't know where he was, really. Yeah, to the left, which I was quite surprised by when he very easily could have gone to the inside. And also, easily halfway alongside and he just turns in. So he obviously didn't learn from Friday, but he doesn't seem to learn with anything he does. So it happens a lot with him. So I just need to make sure I stay away next time.
That quote perfectly sums up the general sentiment on the grid towards Stroll. Stroll doesn't learn, he doesn't change, and he certainly doesn't seem to improve. At this point, it's like he's playing a different game than everyone else. But hey, maybe one day he'll figure it out. Maybe. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, I'm sure you'll like this one as well.